Welcome back to the land of make-believe, everybody. We have more information regarding this quote-unquote XRP buyback by the Federal Reserve that is being strewn about crypto Twitter once again from a lot of the usual players. I do see that Mickey B. Fresh coming out with a response tweet here saying, please check out xrpl.org and do your own research. Take some time to read about your XRPL account, your address, your keys, and what it means to own an account on the XRP ledger. I can't believe fantasies versus facts. Why is it a quote-unquote buyback? XRP has no counterparty, exists only on the decentralized distributed ledger with no issuer. And apparently there's this confidential committee that is supposed to be representing the XRP community in the case of the Federal Reserve buying back XRP from the holders. We've seen things from whatever the dude's name is, Val Hill Capital or whatever, with ties to Link2 and all these other people. Essentially was going to sell this model to the XRP community for $10 a pop. I don't know if that's still on the cards or not. Talking about a $35,000 per XRP price valuation, or at least my understanding from kind of seeing what was occurring is that at fully flushed out value, this is the model of what one XRP would represent. And this is how we're going to attack the Federal Reserve to go out and say, hey, if there is a buyback, we want $35,000 per XRP. So you can either buy XRP right now at 30 cents, or you can wait until $50 worth of XRP is at $4.5 million. This is just common sense, guys. Don't piss on me and tell me it's raining in this space. I saw somebody else put $35,000 XRP valuation for 35,000 clicks on a video. I think that pretty much nails it. Again, we can see the price of XRP right now. Moving forward out of the nonsense here and the super secret society of whatever. European Union to level the playing field for crypto firms with a uniform tax rules. New directive aiming to even up tax reporting in the European Union for crypto operators. Some say the requirements will burden many firms. Policymakers saying in a document outlining the directive that introducing an obligation to report income earned through crypto investments would help EU member states get an accurate picture of what taxes they are owed, leading to an additional income as much as $2.53 billion. At the case of a $35,000 per XRP, that's probably a lot more. All right, anyways. Should central banks use distributed ledger technology for CBDC? This was pretty cool. This came out a couple days ago. This was from a panel back in July. And we actually have Arvin Abram, Igor Mikhailov, Jana Pache, and Anthony Welfare, Senior Advisors, CBDCs, and Global Partnerships at Ripple. Anthony's standpoint regarding why DLT or distributed ledger technology should be used for central bank digital currencies. He gives 6 bullet points here. Number 1, scalability and global interoperability to scale and grow. Number 2, security, the ability to securely allow participants to join the network. 3, real-time transaction settlement. Current transactions for credit card payments, for instance, can take days. Blockchain-enabled CBDCs would take mere seconds. No single points of failure, as there are multiple instances with DLT. There is very little chance of losing data. Number 5 is real-time transparency for full visibility of accounts and their status. And number 6, DLT is built for a world where there is disconnect and systems don't necessarily integrate perfectly. And then Welfare adding, for me, the power of these factors, especially real-time settlement and transparency, is why we believe that CBDC should be running on some sort of distributed ledger or distributed ledger technology. The question of permissioned or private is a very difficult discussion. Just how private or permissioned requires a detailed discussion. Now, we do know kind of one of the OG trialers of RippleNet, which was Temenos. And that was showcased through Deloitte. Deloitte showcased Ripple integration into Temenos alongside Bluezell back in, I think it was 2016. But Temenos expanding an agreement with mBank to accelerate banking as a service in the United States. This partnership establishes Temenos as the banking platform of choice for banking as a service for all market participants, from e-commerce brands to banking as a service providers and banks. Back in 2019, this is from Leonidas. I definitely recommend following Leonidas on Twitter. as well as XRP Arcade. The dude has done fantastic work forever. I think the XRP Arcade stuff stopped for a while there, and then he started it back up again. MBank integrating RippleNet. You can still see it on their platform page right here. MBank offering interoperable payment solutions that provide a gateway between the modern and legacy payment rails such as Swift, SEPA, Visa, MasterCard, IBM WorldWire, Euronet, GPS, Instarem, Ripple's payment system. Instarem is Ripple as well. Euronet is also RippleNet. Okay, this is what I wanted to get into, though, and kind of leave off with this. So I started a little bit of like a deep dive into like some of these relationships that Ripple had, and this deals with the XRP ledger as well for CGI. And this kind of goes dark, at least after 2020. And CGI is a behemoth. If you're not aware, CGI, 40% of global foreign exchange settlement volume is processed by CGI. Upwards of 20% of SWIFT payment transactions settled by CGI. Upwards of 35% of US wire-based transaction volume is handled by CGI. Maybe you've seen this, maybe you haven't, but this is more of a timeline with some facts here as well. So obviously CGI is massive, right? You can see the payment transactions settled just with the SWIFT network alone, upwards of 20%. And SWIFT, by the way, I looked it up before this, it is quadrillions of dollars that get moved over the SWIFT network on a yearly basis. I think it's like 5 trillion a day or something like that. Okay, but this is all the way back in 2015. Ripple agreement extends CGI payment solutions portfolio. And it gets down very much so into here regarding settlement as well. I think that's on the next one. Yeah, so that's 2015. 2016, CGI advances blockchain adoption with implementation. Back then it was called Ripple, obviously. Now we know it as the XRPL, of XRP Ledger Validator node. This is through their intelligent gateway. But what we can see here very much so is that this move towards CGI's all payments platform, or what they're calling their all payments platform. I'll show you that slide in a second here, which also, it's just interesting timing. You'll see the image here in a second. Now this is coming from Chris Larson, though, with the 2015 announcement with CGI and Ripple partnering up. Together, we will provide banks with new infrastructure. Pay attention to wording. Infrastructure to settle cross-border and domestic transactions instantly with complete end-to-end visibility and certainty and the lowest total cost possible. We're excited for this next chapter in banking, which we think gives way to an internet of value in which information or which money will move like, or value moves like information moves on the web today. 2015, 2016 XRPL validator node. This document came out in 2020. CGI is a company of firsts. Now this is their payment solution or their all payment solution overview in 2020. Again, nothing really coming out of CGI in the past year and a half, 2 years though. This is April of 2020. CGI is a company of firsts in the payments industry, anticipating and proactively driving payments innovation. Timing, again, is what's interesting to me. We saw the 2015 announcement. We saw 2016 with the XRPL validator, and 2016 as well within this time frame here with their roadmap. They did two things at the same point in time. Number one, they introduced CGI All Payments Ripple connector, and at the same time, in that same year, they re-architected pretty much their entire All Payments platform and built it into the cloud. Very interesting to me, at least. Moving forward within this is 2021. Now, not directly mentioning Ripple within this, but definitely directly mentioning the evolution of payments technology. Technology changing all around us. So are our expectations of it, whether at home or at work. Instant payments isn't just about speed. It's also about around-the-clock availability. And ISO 20022, which obviously, as we know, is kind of that new messaging standard that is being implemented across pretty much all of the financial institutions and organizations in the entire world. All of this is native to our solutions. Are you wondering about emerging technologies such as blockchain? We can share our views on the role blockchain plays, but rest assured, it is just another payment type for us. So this is going to come down to banking and consumer options. Now, the question we have to ask ourselves is, once all of this stuff truly goes live and we actually have clarity from the regulatory standpoint, what are your clients or institutions going to choose to send payments or to settle payments? And to me, that's pretty clear cut and dry where this goes. But yeah, just another choice for CGI. Again, that's 2021. Now we see in 2022, CGI focusing on a number of years on reducing impact to the planet. Now they have net zero carbon emission planning to go into to be completed by 2030. So net zero carbon emissions through CGI by 2030 is the goal. And certainly as well within this, you can see North American Bank reduces carbon footprint with CGI all payments. So tying back into their all payments platform again, which we do know that it looks like Ripple is connected directly into their all payments platform existing on the cloud at this point in time. I believe they're still running an XRPL validator as well. Interestingly enough, we see a lot of these kind of heavy hitting financial institutions, banks, payment service providers, all of these organizations and institutions, and especially Ripple, carbon neutrality by 2030, similar to CGI's time frame. Now, if you aren't aware, and I'm sure many of you are, this is through Energy Web 0 or the Energy Web ecosystem as well. XRP Ledger Foundation will be the first to use Energy Web 0 to ensure offsets are purchased for consumption on the XRP Ledger. Again, wanted to bring up the CGI stuff because I haven't seen really anybody talk about it recently. Many of you that have been here for a while may have seen it. CGI is massive, and you can kind of see the timeline here as well. And this is one of those relationships where we've never heard of anything being removed or eliminated, but all of the content went dark. And I just think it's a little bit interesting. And again, with this buyback stuff, like, am I going to sit here and complain if something like that, even though I would say that there's a 99.9999999% chance that that is impossible, am I going to complain if something like that happens? No, I'll apologize from my island if my XRP is worth $35,000 a pop. But again, use a little bit of common sense in this space and, think about what's actually occurring. And I don't know, I just think it's a little bit acidine. To me, it's almost like, do we even understand what decentralization is? Do we even understand what the XRP ledger represents? Do we even understand what's occurring on the network? And yeah, so hope you guys enjoy this. Oh, actually, I will say, because John Deaton was in the one Twitter space that I did probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. Now, he did mention, and I don't know, I'm not going to go against what John's saying here, but it's a little bit of a different attack that what he actually stated in that Twitter space. And he was basically saying, like, if XRP is deemed a security, there could be some sort of a buyback of the shares that we would now hold basically in Ripple. But again, if XRP is deemed a security, how seamless do you think it's going to be able to flow across borders in a way that we would want XRP to be moving as a bridge currency? But again, shout out to John because he actually did add some enlightening discussion into that around some realistic aspects of what could happen if there were some sort of a buyback of shares if XRP was a security, but none of us want XRP to be a security, right? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll talk to you when I talk to you. Thanks. Bye.